You're the big boy. Oh, it's my big boy. It's a marmar. Oh, it's a marmar. Hey friends, welcome back to the Happy Homestead. I'm Amanda. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you. Today is just kind of Marley, now that I've given him some love. He's like trying to get up all on me. Hey, sit. Okay, go play. Today's video, we're just kind of catching up. So we're in mid-September. I feel like ever since I stopped filming for the Every Bit Counts challenge, which was right August 1st through 31st, 31 days straight, I feel like I haven't talked to y'all or seen y'all in a long time. It feels very like, how's everybody doing? It just feels like it's time to catch up. And so today's kind of just to sit outside. It's a beautiful fall morning and we're just gonna catch up. Marley's here. I have got my coffee in my Polyface Farms mug. It's actually an Americano. It is 4 shots espresso and some hot water because Mama needs a little juice in the morning. So it's just been, I don't know, we're in that season of life where the kids are now in 2 sports each for fall, and the garden has slowed down, and I'm very grateful for that, because as that has come down, you know, kids' activities and school and everything has kicked back up. And so I feel like every day I am getting beat down, mainly by my children. They're at an age where just mom can't do anything right, and it's annoying. It's like really annoying sometimes. But I remember that I was that age once too, and I got frustrated with my parents over stupid stuff, no doubt. So I try to breathe, be calm, and give them grace, and give myself grace. But yeah, the season of life where just things are busy every day. So the garden is winding down. I went in actually to our homestead garden at the land property yesterday, and I took more tomatoes from my husband's garden because we still didn't pull anything from that yet. I got few eggplant. I mean, they're smaller eggplant, but I got a decent amount of eggplant, and I got a lot of green tomatoes. I already have a batch of ripe tomatoes that are sliced in the freeze dryer right now, and they'll be ready to come out shortly because I'm hoping to make some more tomato pies this winter. And the one I had made, I'd made 1 tomato pie at the end of August or very beginning of September, and it just was like, it was good, but it was like, it was Parmesan cheese. I think I want to do it with pimento cheese. And for those of you in the United States or in the world that aren't familiar with what pimento cheese is, please allow me to introduce you. I've never made it, but I plan to. It involves shredded cheddar cheese, but not like the thin shreds, like kind of thicker shreds. And then a little mayo, a little salt, a little pepper, garlic powder, pimento peppers, which are really just kind of like a sweet pepper. They're really small peppers and chopped really finely, and putting all of that together, and it just creates this beautiful cheesy spread. And it's very much a southern thing. I'm in North Carolina here in the United States. I'm in the South, and so pimento cheese is something I was introduced to when I moved here, and I love it, and I think that is what we need to do for our next tomato pie. So I am freeze drying sliced tomatoes so that I can make some tomato pies this winter. I love experimenting and kind of breaking the boundaries a little bit with seasonal food, especially when it's preserved at home, grown at home, and then I can do more things with it all year round. A lot of tomatoes, so they're all in the pantry just kind of ripening. I don't even know what I'll do with all of those. Maybe more sauce at some point. I have a lot of medicinal herbs started right here. I thought I'd kind of share with you what we have. Okay, so I took pictures of the seed packets as I had laid them out. So this is a pastel mix of yarrow. This is the white common yarrow. There's only one or 2 plants in here, maybe 1. This is echinacea. I need to probably do some more of that. That's echinacea. This is supposed to be bee balm, but honestly, this looks like bee balm. This looks like yarrow to me, so I think some of the seeds may have jumped over. This is, goodness gracious, I don't know what this is, because it was a handwritten seed packet and I folded it down and I can't see the name, so I'm not sure what that is at the moment. However, that kind of looks a little bit like bee balm too. And then this is feverfew, so you can see I don't have a whole lot of germination going on here, but I got a couple. And then this is spinach. This is a large spinach. This is plantain. These seeds mostly are from Baker Creek and or strictly medicinal seeds. I believe these are all perennials with the exception of some on the other tray. But the yarrow, the bee balm, the spinach, well, the spinach may not be a perennial, the plantain, and the feverfew and the echinacea. So this goal is to really try to help boost up our medicinal garden, and the yarrow is what really did the best here as far as what's germinated and growing. But at some point I'm going to put these out in the garden, most likely out at the land property. Okay, and then here, tarragon, thyme, oregano, sage, cilantro, parsley, peppermint, spearmint, and then we've got one over here, horehound. I will probably not sow any more of these seeds this fall. I may wait until the spring for some of the ones that maybe I just could use a little more help with the germination. But the goal was to try to get a head start on that as much as possible. There are a couple things that didn't come up, and that was lavage. Am I saying that right? And then astragalus was something else I was really trying to grow. That did not come up. And then I have, you know, hit or miss here with some of these other ones. So I have to see what seeds I have left, but I'll probably try to start more of these in the spring. Garden's winding down. The green stalk has carrots, lettuce, a couple of micro tomatoes, some Swiss chard, some beets. And then in the backyard garden here, I sowed some carrot seeds that we've had some rain every couple of days, so I need to go check to see if they've started. Kale, bok choy, Swiss chard. I planted some parsley seeds, and I think that's it. So for what we have started now, the goal is to transplant a lot of these to the land and really kind of get them established as much as possible before we have our first frost, which will be sometime usually in the first 2 weeks of November. Not that first week, I should say maybe the second or third week of November is when we usually get that frost. And I'm in zone 7B. And the cold months for us are January and February. December is usually pretty mild, November and December. But January and February are our coldest months of the year. And so hopefully these can all get established well enough that they'll survive through the winter. I also remember I started 2023 out with a video that I did filming at that homestead property, our homestead property, with hopes of, you know, maybe making progress on building there. So for those of you that are new, I live in suburbia. I live in North Carolina, outside a major city in the suburbs. We're in a neighborhood. There are houses all around. But prior to COVID, a year prior to COVID, we had bought 10 acres of this homestead property. And the goal was to always build. It was always to build our dream home and to be there. And but we just weren't ready right away. What did you find? What do you got? Hey, what do you got? You got football. Oh, that's cool. Say bye to that football. And the goal was to always build there, but we just weren't ready then, right? It was like a 3 to 5 year plan. We weren't financially ready because we had just purchased the land, And our kids were really little at that point. I mean, this was 4 years ago now. And they're 7 and 9 now. So 3 and 5. So they were still in preschool and getting ready to go to kindergarten eventually, fairly soon. So we just weren't ready to make that jump financially or just within our family. But the goal was always 3 to 5 years. And so if you're aware of how anything has happened here in the United States over the pandemic with housing, right? Mortgage rates actually got to, I think it was 2.75. I look at this stuff a lot because I'm so ready to build. And it was at 2.75% for a 30-year fixed mortgage here in the United States at one point. Very, very brief moment, but it was there. And it stayed around like the 3.25, like the low threes for a little while. And everyone's like, why didn't you do it then? So many things I can say to answer that question and to even myself, which is, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Can go in the past. And it wasn't the right time. We're not on our time. We are a spiritual family. We are a God-fearing family. And we believe that God has a plan. Marley is laying next to the camera. So if you see it moving, his big bum is moving it. It wasn't our plan, it was God's plan. And so we keep trying to remember that and kind of pray and when is the right time? And it wasn't the right time, even though the mortgage rates were amazing. Building prices skyrocketed for sure. Builders were busy. So, it's one dozen, half dozen another. But now we're feeling more ready in more aspects of our life. And of course, now mortgage rates are over 7%, more than double. And it makes it very unattainable right now. And so if you bring it to me, I'll throw it. Can you bring it to me? If you bring it to me, I'll throw it. Okay, give it to me. Give it to me. Okay, ready? Are you ready? You're going to want to see this. Ready? Wait, Marley, I didn't throw it yet. Go get it. Good boy. Oh, I moved and now the sun is straight in my eye. You want me to do it again? Okay, release. Good boy. Ready? Go get it. And so now we're feeling more ready. Goodness gracious. Let me move a little bit. Even though the lighting will adjust. Good boy. Okay, I'm going to finish this, okay? Cracks me up. Where was I going? We're feeling more ready. I'm really hopeful in 20. I fell down the stairs. I'm really hoping in 2024 it becomes a reality. But we're starting to make, little changes at the land to hopefully make that a reality. And more to come on that. Okay, ready? Hey, ready? Sit. Good boy. Okay, you ready? Go get it. Get him. There is a spider. There is a really big spider up there. A really big spider that my daughter and I found yesterday. He took up residence yesterday or the night before. And we've named him Jonathan. He's really big. And but he's catching some pretty decent bugs in that web. And Marley, he comes out in here and he sees Jonathan. And he just starts barking. And I'm like, dude, it's a spider. Anyway, we're here, we're alive, we're surviving. I certainly hope you are too. Thanks for sticking with us. I so appreciate it. All of the comments, all of the supportive comments and the supportive nature I get from everybody, it's It's awesome. And I really do appreciate it. I'm here with you. And we'll get through it. So, coffee mugs up. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Stay healthy. Stay well. Bye-bye. Where's the bowl? Can you give it to me? Okay, give me the ball. One more throw. Give it to ball. Okay, release. Release. Good boy. All right, ready? Goodness gracious, there's slobber all over it. All right, ready? Go get it.